Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Andy in Singapore. If you haven't done so, I'd like to remind you to like and subscribe to my channel because I've got new videos uploaded every week just for you. In today's video, we're going to take a quick look at the Seiko Solar Tuna, and many viewers, if you are regular to my channel, you will notice that this series or this model has made quite a few appearances on my channel because I also own this one, which is the gold and black version, the SNE498. On top of this one, I also have the SNE518, which is modded to a steel shroud. But they all come from the same series, more or less the same watch, just different colorways and accents and all that. This watch was loaned in by the generous people at our boutique. Thank you very much, Eric and your team. Reference number for the Solar Tuna today is SNE555P1, right? SNE555P1. So all of you Seiko experts out there, you will tell me, hey, Andy, this one here used to be model reference SNE497 and not SNE555. Is this a new model? All right, so I'll tell you you're right, okay? This watch here does have a new model reference. Alright, it changed from SNE497 to SNE555, namely because of some of the specifications and rules set by ISO. And this one here was discussed in a video by Marc of Long Island Watches. So the main reason why Seiko had to rename or renumber some of their models is due to the fact that ISO changed some of the conditions that allows you to be certified. Alright, so for this watch here, there are some changes done to the case back inscription. Let's just take a look at the one I've got here. So at the case back of my black and gold version, the SNE498, the inscription here says Air Divers 200 meters. And under the new specifications set by ISO, right, the new watches can no longer be inscribed as air divers. Instead, it has to be named Divers Watch 200 meters. All right. I apologize for the blue sticker over here, the protective film, because this is a loan watch and obviously I don't want to remove all the protective layers. So you can see clearly here, it is inscribed as Divers Watch 200 meters, and this is the new inscription which is required for a watch to be ISO certified. So quite a few other Seiko dive watches, they are also affected by this change of stipulation by ISO standards now, namely the SRP series turtle. Now mine has no 3 o'clock Lume plot here. So you notice that the SRP 777, the all black boring one, now has a new model reference called SRPE 93, I think. So that one has a new Lume marker here at 3 o'clock, and of course it also has the new inscription on the case back. But for the Solar Tuna in review today, apart from the new inscription on the case back, this watch is identical to SNE497. So it's exactly the same watch, same specs, same look, same function, everything. To be honest, I don't really care about the case back inscription, alright? And it is also interesting to note that the 497, or in this case the 555, is the only Solar Tuna that comes on a stock bracelet. Got a stock bracelet over here, 22mm lug width, and it tapers down to 20 if I'm not wrong, nearer to the clasp. Okay, so this is all solid steel bracelet. All the other tunas or Solar Tunas in the series, they all come with a silicone strap. So I think this one here is an interesting model because it looks and feels like it is something that is much more expensive. I would say it's more or less a look-alike for the SBB N031. And now if the lens zoom in just a little bit, let me just run through with you briefly on the specifications of this watch. It's got a case size of 46.8mm, just under 47mm. Right, the magic comes when we talk about the thickness of the watch. It comes in at just 12mm, 12mm. All right, so this is unheard of for Seiko diver. All right, not just tuna. Most tunas, they are over 15mm in height. Now, even a watch like the Turtle, this one here comes in at around 13.5mm, and you'll really see a big difference in terms of thickness So I really love the overall thin profile of this Solar Tuna. L to L for the Solar Tuna here is largely negligible because it is actually shorter or smaller than the overall case dimension. It comes in at just under 46 millimeters, so that's about 45.8 millimeters, and you'll be amazed, alright? It's got more or less a hidden lux over here. So despite having a stainless steel bracelet here, the SNE555 is not exactly very heavy. Now, what do I mean by that? Because if you compare this watch on bracelet versus a Samurai on a bracelet, so the Samurais typically come in at around 200 grams when unsized on a stainless steel bracelet. So size to my smaller wrist is around 170 to 180 grams. And this one here, bracelet unsized, comes in at around 167 grams. And by its nickname, the Solar Tuna, you would have guessed correctly, this one here has a solar quartz movement. It is powered by Seiko's V157 solar quartz. Accuracy is plus minus 15 seconds per month, but it has a really good long power reserve of 10 months when not in use. Street price for the SNE555 is about $380, and you can definitely get this one at our boutique. Let's move on and talk about the design and the overall build quality. Right? I have one word to describe the Solar Tuna series. I'm a very big fan, as you would have seen from my earlier videos. Alright, I have one word to describe, and the word is fantastic. Okay, I'm a big fan of this series. I love how light this whole series of tunas, how they wear, and despite the fact that it's got a resin shroud over here, I don't feel and I don't think the watch is cheap or is low grade. I just think that the quality is right up there with any other entry-level Seiko tunas, and that's not too bad for the price you're paying for. Under 400 Singapore dollars, you're getting stainless steel build, stainless steel bracelet. So sure, there's still some misalignments here and there. I think this one here, the bezel is slightly misaligned. Right? It looks okay now because I'm in between clicks. And the bezel clicks here are very audible. I would say it's very good action. And I definitely enjoy the overall feel and the quality of this watch. Right? I especially love the reduced weight and the thinner profile. And I'm also a big fan of the 10-month power reserve because I'm the sort of owner who would just wear this one and chuck it back to the watch case, and a few months later I'll pick it up. And it's always nice to know that you don't have to reset your watch. You know, if it's a mechanical watch, you need to spend about a few minutes to reset and all that. So this one here is like grab and go, and I really enjoy the convenience. On to the overall dial design here, we've got a very familiar Seiko Tuna look. Alright, on this dial here, we've got round markers, triangle at 12. And for this series here, we also have the vintage style hands. It's the same for my black gold version. Got vintage style hands as opposed to the SPBN 031 and 035, where we get sort of a more modern handset. Okay, so you know, fans are more or less split between the two designs here. For me, either design is fine, and I especially love the brush finishing found on the handset of the Solar Tuna series. And I especially love this frosted look at the bezel insert. Okay, so as I bring it closer, you'll see that there is a frosted kind of look at the bezel insert here. I'm not too sure what material it is. It does feel like it is some kind of plasticky material. Okay, so it's much clearer if I show you my black gold version. Alright, you will see that there's a very nice layer of frosted look at the bezel insert. And this bezel insert is Lume as well, from the Lume pip to the 15-minute mark. And here at the Lume shot, you will see what I was talking about just now. Here you can see that this one here just lights up like a torch. And this is a really nice touch. We've got a Lume bezel insert from Lume pip all the way to 15 here. This is not commonly found on Seiko watches. Okay, so especially at this price point, the Samurais, the Turtles, or even the Sumos, they don't have Lume bezel insert, and this one here is a really nice touch. And now I've zoomed back out for a fake wrist shot because obviously this bracelet here is unsized, a brand new bracelet with all the film still on. You can see here that this tuna is a very wearable tuna, right? It's by far the most wearable Seiko tuna. Very thin profile, 12 millimeters thickness, fantastic watch. Alright, it probably lacks a sapphire crystal, but at this price point, I don't think anyone is able to complain. But of course, I strongly recommend anyone who has a tuna to put it on a rubber strap, because I seriously feel that is how a tuna should look and how it should be worn. Right? So the bracelet feels good, looks good, but sorry, tunas will live on rubber strap. And let's also do a really quick size comparison between the Solar Tuna and my Seiko Samurai here. You can see both watches, they're about the same size. Despite the tuna coming in at close to 47mm case size, it doesn't really look or feel that much bigger. Alright, and I suspect this is largely due to the short L to L distance. Thickness wise, of course, alright, we are seeing that the tuna is being dwarfed by the Samurai. And this is not a common occurrence, okay? And there you have it. That was my really quick review of the Seiko Solar Tuna SNE555. Now, since they have a new reference number now, it is unlikely that Seiko is going to discontinue this model. So I think it's good news for everybody. Because if you're new to the Seiko Tuna look and all that, this is probably the best tuna for you to start off the Seiko Tuna collection journey. This is Andy in Singapore together with George, Pixie and Plant. See you next week. Bye bye.